Hello, and welcome back to Yoga for Kids and Their Adults. My name's Tony. I'm here at Me Time LLC, a massage and yoga studio here in Troy, Alabama. This program is sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. They are a pediatric physician and dental office taking care of children from birth to age 19. They fund this program through a grant that they received from the Children's Trust Fund, whose purpose is to prevent child abuse and neglect. So welcome back, all of my little yogis. I hope that you have had a wonderful week since last we've seen each other. And today, I thought we might do a chair yoga routine. So everyone has some kind of chair at home. It could be a dining room chair, a folding chair. It can be any kind of chair as long as it has a back and a bottom for you to sit on. Okay? In addition to the chair today, you're going to need something to cushion your knees. For me, that means I need a nice big cushion or bolster like this. For some folks, it might be a blanket that provides enough cushion and support. Or you might have a couch cushion that you can use to help support your knees. So whatever you need, go ahead and take a moment now. Gather the things you need. You may or may not need a belt. I'm going to go ahead and say that we don't, but just in case, I have it handy. And that's mostly for the adults who might not be as mobile as their younger counterparts. So if you have a chair, go ahead and set it up. We're going to have it all over here to this side here. And we're going to be, for the most part, facing this way or this way. Okay, there'll be a little bit back and forth, but for the most part, this is what we're going to be doing. I like to have my bolster long ways in front of the chair. That way, if I'm trying to get down to the chair, I can just kneel right down and have my knees supported. If you don't need that much cushioning, then I applaud your preservation of your knees. But for me, the cushion helps. If you wanted to try it with just a blanket instead, again, totally okay. It's just whatever level of comfort and cushion and maybe even lift that you might need. Now, for you little ones, if you're very, very little, you might want to get something to raise up where your knees are going to be if the chair sits too high for you. I know some people have those bar stool type chairs. That's going to be way too high today. But even a couch or a coffee table would provide adequate purchase of a level surface there. Okay, so I'm assuming by now you've cleared your area, you've gotten your chair, it's going to be over here, or you can just set up, like I said, right in front of your couch with a cushion on the floor. Okay, once you are ready, we are going to begin with a simple breathing exercise. You know how I love the breathing, helps to focus, center ground, set your intent. So we're going to start, bring your hands to heart center in prayer. All right, it should be about a fist space away from your chest. And I want you to practice breathing in deeply through the nose and out deeply through the nose. Inhale. Really feel and lift that chest. Exhale. Exhale completely. Let everything out. Let's do that a couple more times. I want you to find your space. Find your focus. Use your breath to find these things. And once you've found them, enjoy that deep breath and the focus that allows you to set your intent for today. And today our intent is to get moving in a unique way with our props today. So once you have found your focus and you have set your intent to move with an open mind, without expectation or judgment, that's a very mindful state of mind, we are ready to begin. So first, we're going to assume our mountain pose, which is our feet are under our hips, our knees are bent so that they're over our arches, our shoulders are back over our hips. Our head is level. Eyes are level with the horizon. Arms are resting at our sides. Not quite all strict and stiff, just resting at your side. This should be a kind of an easy flowing kind of routine today. So Now that we have our mountain pose, see if you can close your eyes. Again, take a few breaths. Find your balance. Remember, your intent today is to move without expectation or judgment. So if somebody looks silly, that's okay. It's all okay today. Sometimes after school, you might have a little extra energy you need to wiggle out. And I think this routine should have us all wiggled out by the end. When you're ready, go ahead and turn to face your chair. And again, assume a nice mountain pose. Right up close to your cushion. All right? On your next exhale, I want you to let everything go loose. Bring your shoulders down. Bend your knees a little bit more pronounced. And then we're going to have a big inhale, bringing our hands up overhead. We're going to exhale, bring our hands down to our sides. Next time we're going to touch the front of the chair, okay? Inhale, bring your hands up over your head. Exhale, lean forward to touch the front of the chair. Inhale, bend your knees, come up, bring your arms up over your head. Exhale, bring your hands down to your chair again. Now, if you're feeling super flexible, go ahead and bend your knees. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. If you're not feeling flexible, go down to the chair again. If you're feeling super flexible, bring your hands down to your cushion. Or if you're really feeling like you need a good stretch, go ahead and bring it all the way down to the floor. But again, today is not for pushing yourself or breaking yourself to assume these postures. This is about getting some of that energy out. So while you either have your hands on your chair or your cushion, we're going to start with a little wiggle. Go ahead and bring your hips over to your left for a breath. Inhale and exhale. And then bring your hips to the right for a full breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale and exhale. And to the right. Inhale and exhale. Now a little faster. I want you to inhale to your left. Exhale to your right. Inhale to your left. Exhale to your right. One more time. Inhale to your left. Exhale to your right. And go ahead back to a nice upright position. And this time with your hands either... Go ahead and put your hands on the front of your chair there and lean your hips back to get a nice full extension of your back and your arms and your legs. So this is almost like a downward facing dog. In fact, this might even be a chair dog. This is amazing. Now, to bring yourself forward, see if you can walk your hands towards the end or the back of the seat. And see if you can support yourself on your forearms and your feet. This is the nice, deep chair dog. And when you're ready, go ahead and walk your hands back to the front edge. Very good. Bend your knees. Inhale, stand all the way up, bringing your hands up overhead. And this, as you exhale, just let your hands float down to the side. Doing okay? Excellent. So now that we've kind of warmed up and we've kind of gotten acquainted with our chair, let us go through a few movements and see how you do following along, okay? So we're going to inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, bringing your hands down to the front of your chair. Go ahead and really lean back into your hips. Get a nice stretch in there. Now, see if you can move with a fluid motion forward so that your hands are under your shoulders and there's a straight line from your head to your heels. This would be a chair plank. And you can feel as your muscles are really moving, they're really, working hard right now. And if you need a little bit more challenge or you have a little bit more of a wiggle, go ahead and shift your weight to your left hand. And then shift your weight to your right hand. Just subtle movements here. Back to your left. Back to your right. Go ahead and push your hips back, lowering your head in our nice little chair dog. Very good. When you're ready, go ahead and get back into your chair plank. This time, I want you to bring your knees down to your cushion or pillow or blanket and turn your head to point your face up towards the sky. That is a big movement right there. You can keep your toes tucked or you can flatten them out. Go ahead and tuck your toes now. Lift your knees up, push your hips back, go back to your chair dog. We're going to do that again. Okay, are you ready? Lean forward, bring your body into one full line, one straight line from your head to your heels. Bend your knees down onto your blanket or your cushion. Turn your head up as you arch your back. And then straighten back up. Put your head up over your hips. Tuck your toes. And lift your hips up. Push your hips back. And you're back in your chair dog. Excellent. Now we're going to modify this just a little bit. Go ahead up to your plank. And this time, as you get into position to lift, put your knees on your cushion. Go ahead and put your full weight on your lower legs here. Okay? Because we're about to lift our hands up overhead in a nice inhale. Exhale. Hold it steady. Inhale, lean back this time. Just as far as your body's willing to go. Do not push yourself into hurting yourself. Remember, we are focusing on ahimsa this month. That is being kind and considerate to yourself and others. All right, next inhale, straighten up. Exhale, put your hands back on the front of your chair. Tuck your toes. Inhale, lift your knees, lift your hips, push them back. And you're back in your chair dog. What do you think? Think you can do that again? I think you got it in you. All right, go ahead and lean forward. Get into your nice chair plank. Lower your knees down. Put your weight on your lower legs. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Hold that posture. Inhale one more time. Lean back. Hold here for 3 breaths. Really focus on keeping a good, steady balance here. There's a lot of balance going on over here. Last breath. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the chair. This time, we're going to keep our knees on the cushion and just reach to the back of the chair. Now, if you're at a couch, you might want to reach for the back, like the top of the back of the couch. If you're in a chair with a hole in the middle, go ahead and reach your hands through. And this is our chair child's pose. This is a wonderful little recovery pose. It helps reset your spine, reset your hips. And when you're ready, go ahead and walk your hands back to the front of the chair or the couch. Tuck your toes. Inhale, lift your knees, push your hips back. Get into your chair dog posture. And then lift halfway up so that your back is level with the ground. Bring your hands to your knees and look forward. Can you see that nice straight line? Can you feel that nice straight line in your back? Amazing. Go ahead and bend your knees. Inhale, bring your body all the way up. Bring your hands up over your head. Exhale, bring your hands to float down to your side. Now, since we have everything here, see if you are close enough to lift one foot and put it on the front edge of your seat. All right, this could be, again, your chair or your couch, your coffee table, whatever surface you have. You're going to put your hands on your knee for stability and lean forward in a chair lunge. You should feel a nice stretch here in your hip flexors, a little bit of a stretch over here in your hip, and you're balancing. So you're working all those little itty-bitty muscles, those lower leg muscles, those hip stabilizer muscles, all those little muscles in your spine. This is a wonderful stretch. Go ahead and straighten up that top leg. Bring your toes up and reach forward to your ankle. Now, if you can't reach your ankle, that's fine. Reach for whatever is in your reach. And this turns us into a nice hamstring stretch, feeling it in the back of your thigh. One more breath. Put your hands on the front of the cushion of the seat here. Bend your knee up a little bit and lean forward. Again, this is a nice little deep lunge. And then straighten that front leg out, bringing your hips back, lifting your toes. And then with a nice controlled movement, bring it back down to the floor and assume your down dog position, your chair dog position. Ready to try that with the other leg? Whichever leg you started with, use the opposite one. Go ahead up into your chair plank. And then push up into a nice standing posture. See if you can lift your opposite leg this time, bringing it to the front of your surface. Lean forward, bringing your hands to your knees. This gives a nice hip flexor stretch. And again, you're working really hard to balance. You're strengthening your leg, your hip, your toes, your calf. All those things are being strengthened on the leg that's down. On the leg that's up, you should feel a nice stretch here in your hip. And you're forced to balance here on your foot as well. Go ahead now. Take an inhale. Push yourself back by straightening your front leg. Lift your toes. Reach down towards your ankle. If you can't reach your ankle, that's fine. Just reach wherever you can. And we're going to hold this again for 3 breaths. Excellent. Go ahead and put your hands on the front of your chair or your surface here. Bend that front knee. And that gives us a nice deep lunge. Now, if this is too much, just go as far as you can. You don't have to compete or try to put your knee in front of your toes or anything like that, okay? Go ahead and straighten up that leg, making it a nice hamstring stretch. Again, we hold it for 3 breaths. And then when you're ready, lift that foot and bring it down in a controlled manner and assume your chair dog position with your hands on the front of your seat. Your feet are in front of you, and there's one straight line from your hands to your hips and from your hips to your heels. Excellent. This is wonderful. Go ahead and move forward into a nice chair plank again. Go ahead and drop to your knees. Lift your head up. Bring your hands up overhead. Excellent. And then go ahead and exhale. Bring your hands down to your sides as you sit down into an elevated hero's pose. You can have your toes tucked under you for extra support. And then go ahead and reach forward again. We're going to get into our nice chair child's pose. And again, this is a great way to neutralize the spine after all this movement. And remember how I said we had a lot of wiggles to get out? While you're sitting here resting, see if you can bring your hips to the left for 1 breath. Bring your hips to the right for the next. And just back and forth at the speed of your breath. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Excellent. When you're ready, go ahead and sit up into a nice tall hero's pose. Bring your hands to the chair. Tuck your toes and lift up. Push yourself into your mountain so you're standing. Okay? Now, let's say you didn't have this nice, wonderful chair here that you can poke your hands through. Maybe you just have a counter. If you have a nice chair, you can absolutely continue to use it. If all you have is a counter or a coffee table or like a breakfast bar or something like that, go ahead and stand behind it so that you can just barely touch the surface. Put your hands down on top. Lean your hips back. Go ahead and, if you feel like you're going to fall over, back your feet up. And you're going to have a nice straight line, again, from your hands to your hips, from your hips to your heels. This is the back of the chair dog. Okay? Now, in one swift movement, we're going to come forward, lifting our shoulders and straightening out our hips so that there's one straight line from our head to our hips. And this is the back of the chair plank. It's amazing how useful these little folding chairs can be, isn't it? Now that you've balanced, go ahead and bring your hips back. To add a little bit more challenge here, take your right foot and lift it up. See if you can get it level to the ground without lifting your hips, okay? Don't do this. Keep your hips level like you're Superman, okay? 3, 2, 1, and lower your foot and assume you're back of the chair dog. Wonderful. Now, shift your weight to your right foot and lift your left. Again, don't lift your hips. Just lift your leg. This will help you coordinate and balance where you thought you might not have had such great balance. Okay? One more breath, and then slowly and controlled, lower that foot down and assume you're back of the chair dog. Excellent. Go ahead up to your back of the chair plank. So it's one straight line from your head to your heels. And when you're ready, step up your right foot and bend that knee. This is a nice little calf stretch. And it's almost a warrior 2 stance or a warrior 1 stance. Our hips are facing forward. All right, when you're ready, back to the back of the chair plank by stepping your right foot back. And then step your left foot forward and bend that left knee. Again, great calf stretch. Again, you're trying to coordinate and balance as well. And if you still have those wiggles, then you go ahead and wiggle your hips back and forth. Shake it to the left and to the right. Are you shaking? Excellent. Go ahead and be still for just a moment. Step your left foot back into your back of the chair plank so your head and your heels are in one line. And then go ahead and step forward so you're right behind your surface. All right. Now, if you are super tall, you can absolutely go over the chair. If you're not super tall, and I am not, I'm going to go back to the front. I'm going to stand right behind my cushion here. And I'm going to bend forward at the waist, not at the back. Place my hands flat on the surface, flat on the seat of the chair. Bring your right hand in the middle. And then inhale, lengthen and straighten your spine. Exhale, lift that left hand up overhead. And you have a nice little spinal twist. Now your right knee might come and bend in front of you, and that's okay. You're still getting the twist. Just hold. Last breath. And on that exhale, go ahead and bring that hand back down and assume your front of the chair dog by lowering your upper body and kind of supporting yourself with the forearms of your forearms. When you're ready, go ahead and put your hands back on the front of the chair, and that's going to lift your upper body. Take your left hand this time and put it in the middle. Your right hand, as you inhale, bring it up to the sky. Now this might make, again, your left knee might twist a little bit, or actually shouldn't twist, it should bend. But you're going to get that twist in your back. You're also strengthening your neck and your shoulders. One more breath. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring that right hand back down. Walk your hands to the back of your seating space and lean down, bringing your hips back. This was a wonderful stretch. When you're ready, go ahead and bring your hands back to the front of the chair, which is going to lift your upper body. Kneel down onto your cushion or blanket and reach through or to the back of your seating for the chair child's pose. Now, if you don't have the space over here, you can also fold your arms and rest them in your head, or rest your head on your arms. One more breath, and then we're going to come and sit on the chair. So whichever way you can, go ahead and sit on your chair. I want you to get into a nice, comfortable, relaxed posture. Now, if your feet happen to dangle, like, say, mine, you can take that cushion that you were just using and put your feet on the cushion so you're not dangling your feet anymore. Okay? Now, if that makes them too high, You can have a lifted, easy pose. I think I'm going to keep my feet on the cushion for this. I'm going to have my hands in my lap, and we're going to end with a nice breathing exercise to bring our heart rate back down, because that was a lot of movement going around the chair like that. So for now, try to consciously lower your shoulders. Get into a nice, comfortable posture. When you're ready, you can close your eyes and yawn if you have it in you. If you still have some wiggles, go ahead and shake your shoulders, move them around in little circles. If you want to roll your head around, do so gently. We're not trying to spin our head off. Just a little movement until you're ready to settle. And then I welcome you to bring your attention back to your breath. Just focus on it. Observe without trying to control. That's the difficult part right there. You can breathe in and out through your nose or mouth, whichever feels most comfortable for you. Sometimes as you're moving, your nose might get a little stuffy and it's easier to breathe through your mouth, and that's fine. Other times your nose is clear as a whistle. In fact, it might whistle, and that's okay too. You'll just get a little giggle out of it. I'd like you to, when you're ready, close your eyes. And I want you to think about something that you are grateful for. Maybe you're grateful for your mom and dad, or your friends, or your room with all your stuff. Or maybe you're grateful for the friends that you have, the family who cares for you. Maybe you're grateful for the teachers who try to reach you and teach you. Maybe you're grateful for your community, any clubs that you belong to, any activities, church, karate, dance. Maybe you're grateful for those things, because there's something that gets you out of the house and gets you around other people where you can interact. Whatever it is that you're grateful for, I want you to embrace that feeling of gratitude. It's this attitude of gratitude that we're trying to get into. So once you can feel that gratitude, something that you're truly grateful for, I want you to say out loud, say, thank you. Can you do that? Can you say thank you? Thank you for this wonderful thing that I am grateful for. It helps uplift my heart, keeps me sane, and helps me express who I am. Thank you. Wasn't that lovely? You might notice that there's a little smile creeping up on your face. Maybe you can't help but look around and see other people smiling too. That attitude of gratitude will do it every time. It makes those frowns turn upside down. And it's not that I'm saying you have to hide what you're feeling. It's just you feel good when you think about things that you're grateful for. So for this next week, I encourage you to find things to be grateful for. Maybe you're actually grateful for your sister or brother, because without them, you might just be bored. Maybe you're grateful for school, even if it makes you wake up, because you can see all of your friends there. Whatever you're grateful for, whatever you find, I hope it's a wonderful adventure in gratitude. I would like you now to go ahead and take a nice deep breath in. Really feel the chest, feel your shoulders come up, feel the belly draw down, and exhale through the nose. Nice, let the shoulders fall and the lungs collapse. One more time, deep, deep inhale, and then exhale. And that's going to bring us to this moment. This moment where I get to be grateful for you. I am truly grateful for each of you who watch this video and participate with me every week, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I'm grateful for the opportunity to reach you, teach you, and hopefully help you find your peace. It's a very chaotic world out there, and things can happen all at once. It's very difficult to juggle sometimes, but I am truly grateful to be able to be here and a focus point for you to get away from the chaos and get to your bliss. Once again, my name is Tony. I'm here at Me Time LLC, a massage and yoga studio here in Troy, Alabama. This program is sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. They are a pediatric physician and dental office taking care of children from birth to age 19. They fund this program through a grant that they receive from the Children's Trust Fund, whose purpose is to prevent child abuse and neglect. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, be kind to yourself and others. Namaste.